Hey Pancakers, today we are here with another Terraria video. Um, this is going to be showing you what you should do on day 2. We have some stuff in this chest. So items, make sure you have your weapons and stuff on you. And since last time we went to this right over here and we found the snow. This time we want to go to the left and see what's over here. We would want to get wood on the way. Let's just get some wood on the way. The reason you want to go to the left, I think I might have said this last episode, but you want to go take one day going through both sides so you can just know what's around your base, you can do early game, stuff like that. Especially since there's a thing called an evil biome in this game. That's going to be your corruption and your crimson. Also, if you get to a point like this, with these massive trees, you can start cutting these down and they provide you a lot more wood. I think this is technically a mini biome called a grove or something. Anyways, basically all it is you just have trees. But just like big trees. This is why we have armor, and we want to try to avoid all the slimes and everything. Get the mushrooms, we'll be using those for potions and stuff. And now we have the jungle over here. This is a pretty dangerous biome, but I do see this cave has a surface chest. We got a wooden boomerang. Typically you do jungle stuff later. I'm going to just go down a little bit to see if I can find any more chests, like right here at the surface. I can. And this starts just going into straight jungle, but also it does lead somewhere. Doesn't show me exactly where it leads though. I get another boomerang. I will be taking the chest. And since I've explored it a little bit, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get some of the rich mahogany wood with some of the other stuff. By the way, you can actually build platforms on trees. They do count as solid. So you can build it. Basically, if you see something like a tree or anything like that, you can typically build on it. This has the viney background. Don't worry if your jungle doesn't have the specific background. There's quite a few backgrounds, stuff like the jungle can have. And this is not typically the biome you want to be in at the start. I used a healing potion there. Another thing is in your settings, you can change your button inputs, and there is a heal button. So I might recommend just changing that. We did get some rich mahogany wood. So if you hit a slime, what happens? Okay, I died there. That makes sense because, you know, the snatches are here. The jungle is a massive, like, roadblock for players typically. And it seems like it's right there, but it's typically a massive roadblock just because of the fact that it's just a very hard biome to survive in without the proper gear. So what you want to do now is you could go to the snow, but I think we should just explore this cave. If on the second day, as we can see, we have 2 boomerangs here, by the way. One has increased damage, and no downside, so I'm going to be using that. We do have ranged snowballs, and we have all of these. Blue bows aren't going to be that useful for us. And I'm going to put away the grenades. Typically, you just want to put all of this away. And yeah, so I'm going to keep the throwing knives on me. I was using snowballs, but throwing knives do more damage. They just aren't as renewable. And they also fire kind of weirdly, so they don't have as much range. But so I'm going to go spelunking And I'll probably do like a speed up and stuff and stop when we get to our important thing. Make sure you have torches on you, by the way, and yeah, let's go. So this is just the end. So what you typically want to do is you just want to dig here. While you're digging, you can also jump out of the water if you're digging through water. And this will be a one-use cave until later on, where you're going to put platforms in here, or when we're just trying to head out. If you might have to put platforms in here to get out of the water, by the way. But yeah, I will do the speed up section again. Okay, I see that there's just a ton of water here. I don't really want to go through that, and so this cave kinda does just suck. I don't see any other surface entrances here, besides like this one. So I think I'm gonna head to this now. Another thing you can do is increase your house size, which would be a good option. And at this point in the game, what you typically want to decide upon is, hey, do you wanna like build a house, or do you want to go underground for your progression? Building a house, more houses provides you with more NPCs. They can sell you stuff, buy stuff from you, etc. And that's good. You can also get like chest infrastructure up, stuff like that. And then you can also make farms, just all of the important survival game stuff. But then also if you go underground, you can get better weapons, better tools, etc. Typically what I like to do is I like to go underground to at least upgrade like my axe, my pickaxe, which is weak apparently, and just so I hopefully get some better weapons, also getting some accessories. Accessories go on these slots right here. The ones right here are social accessories, which are basically just, hey, if you like the appearance of the accessory but don't want to have its effect, you can have on this bar. Your dye section is used for dyes. It will change the color of whatever thing is showing up. And then here you can turn off accessories to be invisible or visible. I'm just gonna go help the guide right here. The guide is known not to be a very good NPC, but I do think I'm gonna go to the snow biome and try to explore. And yeah, so typically you want to go farther to the left the first day, but if you reach Corruption, Crimson, or the jungle, typically that's just a massive roadblock that if you're skilled enough, you can go through it and get really good accessories and like fast forward your progression basically. And I am just good enough to do something like that. But this is supposed to be a survival guide, and most starting people would not be that good at it. Unless you just want to take like a couple hours brute forcing it, but that's most boring game days. So you just want to go to wherever you can use. We have the snow over here. So I'm just gonna go and do the snow. And what we're trying to do here is find the cave that leads to the underground snow biome. So I'm going past this water because we are trying to find the cave. If you care about looks of your world and everything, this would be an amazing spot to make maybe like a bridge or something to allow you to move across easily. And I will probably eventually get around to that. But typically for doing something like that, you want to have just better equipment. You don't want to be using your very standard stuff. This looks like it could be a cave to the underground snow, but it's not. Of course, there's more broadwood trees over here. You can cut some of them down. I am probably going to cut some of them down. As I went over earlier, this wood will be easier for you to use, like better equipment-wise. But so, rich mahogany wood, which is the jungle wood, is better than... And we have reached the crimson, it looks like, by the background wall. Yep. So it doesn't seem like we have a cave to the underground. If I can come in here and steal a bit of this shade wood, that might just be good enough. So typically the progression goes regular wood, burl wood, rich mahogany, and then decreption or crimson wood. The crimson shade wood decreption is ebon wood. And then there's also palm wood in the selection too. Yeah, obviously you couldn't do all of this dodging most likely. If you don't get this wood, that's fine. You don't need it at this point, but I will use a recall potion to get back to my base. And at this point, you need to decide what you're gonna do. I'm just gonna put this shade wood away. I'll show you some of the stuff it makes though. Makes the armor, which is 1 more defense than this than the burl wood. I think rich mahogany might also be 1 more defense, but let's check that really quickly. Rich mahogany is the same amount of defense as burl wood. The real upgrades are to like the weapons though, typically. But shaded wood does like 11 damage, shaded wood bows do 8, while your burl wood bow does 6, and it's just a slight weapon increase. I'm gonna probably just keep this burl wood sword, and then put these away. I'm gonna put all of this away. And now you can decide what you want to do here. You can make a mine. That's what I think I'm gonna do, because without going into the jungle, it doesn't seem like there's any easy way to get to the underground. So I'm gonna do a speed up process of finishing this house, making a mine, and then going underground with the mine. And then I'll meet back up with you once I find a cave or the day's over. So one thing I want to show you, Pancakes, really quickly, is if you have a wooden boomerang, you can make an enchanted boomerang using 1 star and 1 wooden boomerang anywhere. And typically that will just be your best weapon for a long time. And that's part of the reason you want to go to those underground chests, because like this just does so much damage. Let's show you, like this 2 shots of slime. Zombies die pretty quickly to it too. And here's just a little tip with boomerangs. If you have a army of enemies, if you throw them above the enemies and have it cycle back to you, you'll hit all of the enemies. So that's just a little tip. Another thing is if you want stone bricks, you can come to a furnace here. Have at least 2 stone in your inventory, because it's 2 stone per brick. And you just find the stone bricks. It should be called spray bricks in it. There's a ton of different colors of bricks using ores and other stuff. You grab it and you can just turn it into bricks. Now if you want something to look nice, gray bricks is a good way to help do that. Anyways, I'll make the mine now. Okay, Pancakers, welcome back. The first thing I want to show you is a zombie arm. This is basically just a longsword, like this wood sword, except it just does a lot more damage and it's really good for early game. So I will be not using my wood sword, and instead I'm going to be using a zombie arm. It will just make this a bit better, but most enemies that you can kill with the zombie arm, you can also just kill with a wood sword, because you shouldn't be trying to tank it all too much. Then we also got this leaf wand. You have a small chance of getting these from breaking trees. And basically what it allows you to do is allows you to turn regular wood into these living leaf blocks. There's a thing called living wood trees. They have a variety of items you can have. But you can get leaf ones and living wood ones on some of them. And they're just made up of this block type. Just be careful if you have the leaf wand. If you place down a block with it, you can't mine it to get back the resources, so be careful of that. But that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to put all of these away, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.